Hi, welcome to a special edition of Education Matters. I'm Ray Pinney. I'll be your host for this eighth grade dialogue in which we talk to eighth graders in this session from the county of Cape May. We'll talk to them about their experience during the pandemic, what they think is school, what their futures are looking at like. So let's get started. I'm really eager to listen to these students. For your seventh and eighth grade year, I've done this for many years. Your seventh and eighth grade year is different than everyone who's been doing it before because your middle school years were during the pandemic. So there were a lot of changes that happened during that time. So what were some of the challenges that you had during the pandemic, which is still going on, but also maybe some of the lessons that you learned, and just introduce yourself. Sydney, I'll have you go first.
Hi, my name's Sydney, and some challenges I faced during the pandemic was the online assignments and not being able to get help personally from teachers. A lesson I learned is like being able to adapt to the new situations and environments that COVID gave us.
Okay, and Cindy, I'm going to ask you one thing. What school do you go to? What town do you live in?
I go to Wildwood Middle School and I live in Cape May County.
Okay, Allie, what about you?
Hi, I'm Allie. I go to Middle Township Middle School, and it was hard keeping up with the different schedules, but I learned a lot of time management and self-reliance.
Good, good. Maura, what about you?
Hi, I'm Mara. I go to Margaret Mace and I live in North Wildwood. I think one thing that was difficult for me was virtual learning and not be able to have the face-to-face with my teachers. And I think a lesson that I learned was to not take the little things for granted.
It's an important lesson. Ty, what about you?
Hi, my name's Ty Olick. I go to Upper Township Middle School and live in Upper Township. One challenge that I faced in virtual learning was not being able to email the teacher right away and get help right away. And one character trait that I gained from the pandemic was how to stay on task with each activity and what I learned.
Yep, that's an important thing to learn. Storm, what about you?
Hi, my name is Storm. I'm from Woodbine Elementary School, and one thing I found difficult during the pandemic was trying to keep my attention and adapting to the environment around me. And one thing I learned was that patience is very important.
Yes, we all had to learn that one. So Noah, what about you?
Hi everyone, my name's Noah Nagel. I go to Dennis Township Middle School. So one thing that was hard for me was all my siblings went to the same school, and having to hear them talk about all the things that I had to miss out on because of COVID. It was really tough, and it really pushed me to get out more with my friends and make up for all the memories I lost.
Okay. Najee, what about you?
Hi, I'm Najee, and I'm from Lower Township Middle School. And I would have to say getting used to like being virtual and not actually being able to interact with my teachers and get help was probably the most difficult. And the positive lesson that I've learned is that you have to keep up with your work because not everything's going to come easily.
Mhm. Maggie, what about you?
My name is Maggie. I'm from Crest Memorial School in Waller Crest. One thing I found difficult was having to work by yourself with everything. It was hard. You didn't have a lot of group projects and you didn't have teachers to always be there and help you. And one thing I learned was that it's so important to be able to talk to your teachers and talk to them face to face and not have to talk to them over a computer all the time.
Ella, last but not least.
Hi, my name's Ella and I go to Avalon Elementary School. One of the things that was difficult for me during online school was keeping focus to my classes. And one thing that I learned was how to be independent.
Okay, great. I mean, I really liked a lot of your lessons were the same. You kind of learned that how to depend on yourself a little bit more. So very good, very good. So we all went through this. You and your classmates went through the pandemic. So did the teachers and so did all the adults. Was there a teacher or staff member who really helped you during this time period, even before, who's made you a better student? So Sydney, we'll start with you again.
Staff member from my school that really helped me learn during this time was my ELA teacher, Miss Grace. she really has like a fun, unique way of learning. We use a lot of vocabulary and Nearpads, which like is like a fun, colorful way to like help me learn.
Allie?
My algebra teacher from last year, Miss Webster, because she taught me in a way that I really understood, and she was always there to make sure that to help me when I needed help and make sure I wasn't stressing out.
Okay, we all need someone who makes sure that we don't stress out. Maura, what about you?
I think it would definitely be my English teacher, Mrs. Hawthorne, because I've had her all 3 years in my middle school, and she's just like one of the adults that I can really trust, and she was there for me during the pandemic.
Ty?
Probably my principal, Mr. Leek, because whenever I had a problem, I could just shoot him an email and he would respond fast and it would get solved and I can continue my day.
Oh, that's great. Storm, what about you?
For me, it would be my math teacher, Mr. Mo, because he would always find a way to make my math classes very sorry. He would always find a way to make learning fun, and every time everybody was down in the dumps, he would brighten their mood.
Okay, well, that's great. I mean, it is good to have something that's fun. Noah?
Yeah, definitely my 7th and 8th grade teacher, Mr. Gurgel. He always pushed me to do my best since I started middle school through sports, schools, projects.
Najee?
For me, it'd be my English teacher, Miss Polyblank, because she's a very approachable person, and I feel as if I can talk to her about anything, and she understands me.
Great. Maggie, what about you?
I would have to say one of the teachers' aides in our school, Miss Rucci. She has always been there for me for a long time since I was in 3rd grade, and she's always someone to talk to whenever I need help.
Okay, and last but not least, Ella.
I would also say one of our aides, she has been with me since kindergarten and she's just so easy to talk to and she's so nice. I love talking to her.
Well, I'm going to have a request for all of you. I've done this with other students. When this is all released, this video, I want you to share the video with the teacher that you talked about. I think they would love to hear what you said because it means a lot to them. I'm going to ask your opinion on something. If the principal came up to you or the superintendent or someone in a leadership position at the school and said, how can we make our school better for most of the students? How can we improve the educational experience for our students? What would you say to them? Sydney?
Well, I think that maybe having a study group after school would really help the kids that struggled to learn during the pandemic, like with their work that they need to catch up on and everything else.
Okay, good thought. Allie?
I would say more hands-on activities instead of taking notes all the time because more kids are visual learners than them learning from notes.
Maura?
I would say that like to divide students by like learning levels. So like we would have more advanced or honors classes. That way people who excel would have an opportunity to have more better education.
Okay. Ty, what about you?
I would say to teach in different ways each day, because if one kid doesn't like how a teacher taught one day, they can learn in a different way the next.
Yeah, we don't all learn the same way. Storm.
Well, about my school, I find the education my teachers give me very well. I enjoy the education. The only thing I would change about my school is to have more extracurricular activities or like a study session after school.
I have actually heard that quite a bit from 8th graders. Noah?
Yeah, something I always wished for was more choice in special ed classes. Fortunately, our school's actually taken steps in this direction. Let's hope that continues.
Okay, Najee?
I would say that we should incorporate more hands-on learning because recently we've been using computers a lot and not everyone learns that way.
Maggie?
I would say getting to be outside more and doing like lessons outside because more students pay attention when they're outside doing things instead of being inside for the whole day.
Mm-hmm. And Ella?
I would say just like a break between like second and third period, just like a 10-15 minute break where someone can just relax if like they have a stressful test coming up, or it could be outside, inside, either way.
Okay, I love your ideas. I'll have to share it with your principals and see what they say. See if they follow your advice. So the last question is a two-part question. Time's flying. Pretty soon you'll be graduating 8th grade and you'll be going on to high school. That brings with it some new challenges. What are you looking forward to in high school? What are you a little nervous about? And then beyond high school, what are your thoughts? Are you going to go to college, or do you want to go into the military? Or maybe you even have a field that you want to go into, like biology or sciences. So, Sydney, let's hear from you.
Well, starting high school is kind of scary for me. So something I'm nervous about is like the increase in work at home and the increase in assignments that we're gonna get. Something that I'm like excited about for high school next year is the increase in sports. Like in Wildwood Middle School, there aren't very good variety of sports for the middle school, but once we get to high school, there's more options for sports. Something I want to do beyond high school is go to college for marine biology, something I'm really interested in.
Okay, Allie, what about you?
I'm not really nervous about anything in high school because I go there for geometry. But I am excited for taking classes on more specific subjects instead of just general information. And I want to play field hockey in high school and college, but I don't know what I want my career to be. I'm still picking that up.
You have plenty of time on that one. Don't worry about it. Maura, what about you?
So I'm looking forward to like all the new people I'll be introduced to during high school. I'm kind of nervous about the change of environment because I've been at Margaret Mesa all my life. So, but after high school, I plan on graduating from college and maybe pursuing law.
Okay, Ty?
Something that I'm looking forward to in high school is to gain more freedom than in middle school, and you can choose different classes. I'm not really nervous about anything because I'm just not. And in the future, I want to go to college, get a job, something surrounding sports.
Okay, Storm, what about you?
Two things I'm looking forward to for high school are the opportunities I will be given and meeting a bunch of people. But the things I'm nervous about are the meeting new people. And in the future, I hope to pursue a career in engineering with writing on the side, like writing books.
Wow, okay. It is interesting that you're excited about and nervous about are the same thing. So that's actually pretty common. Noah, what about you?
So my mom actually used to work at the high school I'm going to, so knowing all the people there makes me feel a little more comfortable. I'd say the only thing I'm nervous about is someone on the football team outlifting me. Plan on going to Rutgers College and from there I'll figure out what career I want to do.
Okay, great. Najee?
I'm really looking forward to like the change in the environment because high school is quite different from middle school. I'm not really nervous about anything, but I plan on completing high school so I can get into like a good college and to study to become a neurosurgeon.
Whoa, no, we have a neurosurgeon and a lawyer with us. Maggie?
I'm really excited about making new friends and meeting new people, and also about sports. And I'm nervous about having new teachers and new ways of learning. And when I get older, I hope to go to college and hopefully play soccer in college. And I don't know what job I want yet.
Okay, great. And Ella?
One thing that I'm nervous about for high school is the size. I am currently in a very small school, and the one that I'm going to has quite a bunch of people. But one thing that I'm excited about is the amount of clubs and activities or sports that I could do. And beyond high school, I'm hoping to get into a good college with an academic and athletic scholarship for riding horses, and hopefully riding horses in college. And after college, I'm probably thinking about being a vet.
Well, you obviously have a love of horses, so it goes right there. Well, that brings us to the end of this conversation with the eighth graders from Cape May County. I hope you enjoyed as much as I did. I think these students, I know some of them are a little nervous about high school and beyond, but I'm pretty confident that you will all do pretty well. So I hope you all enjoyed this conversation.